Alrighty, folks, we're going to go through some of the highlights and the lowlights from RNC Night 1. So obviously the big highlight of the night was President Trump's entrance. J.D. Vance, his vice presidential pick, who we've talked about at length. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out the other videos that we've done on it. J.D. Vance was introduced to the crowd, and now Donald Trump makes his big entrance at the very beginning of the night. He makes that entrance. The crowd goes absolutely insane. It's the first time people have seen him publicly with the bandage on his ear since he was shot almost to death the other day on Saturday in an assassination attempt. Here is what that looked and sounded like.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You can see he looks even a little bit shaken. He's certainly moved by all of it.
Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Don Jr. obviously very moved.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Crowd going insane, obviously. You can see the square bandage on his ear. An amazing moment there from President Trump. So that was obviously the highlight of the evening. You've heard me talk for a long time about how you can actually save money with Pure Talk. Pure Talk is half the cost of other big phone providers. Now you might be thinking, what's the catch? There's no way Pure Talk can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $20 a month. I say, well, just ask the thousands of my other listeners who have already switched over. They're loving America's most dependable 5G network. They love Pure Talk's U.S. customer service, their selection of premium phones, the money they are saving month to month. So what exactly are you waiting for? It's time to start supporting companies who share your values, like creating American jobs and supporting our veterans. It's time to switch your cell phone service over to Pure Talk. Plus, with no contract and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Visit puretalk.com/Shapiro to upgrade your cell phone service to America's most dependable 5G network and save an extra 50% off your very first month of coverage. That's puretalk.com/Shapiro today. Again, puretalk.com/Shapiro. Save an extra 50% off your very first month of coverage. I've been using Pure Talk myself for years at this point. Their coverage is excellent. And of course, I am saving money and they don't hate my values. Head over to puretalk.com/Shapiro today to get started. Some of the speakers include people like Tim Scott. Tim Scott gave a bit of a inspirational / bizarre speech in which he said that President Trump had stand up and roared and then he actually roared. So that was a thing that happened in all of our lives.
Because on Saturday, the devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet and he roared. Oh yeah, he roared.
So yeah, that was a thing that happened then. So, I won't say I think that was like the best of Tim Scott, but certainly it had its effect. And there's some odd moments for sure. So one of the main speakers was Amber Rose. So Amber Rose is mostly famous for being a porn star or something. So I believe that her history, they call her a model and a rapper. She was first in a Kanye West video, I guess. And she was in a 2-year romantic relationship with West, I am told by the experts at Wikipedia. And then she dated rapper Wiz Khalifa. And then she also founded a Los Angeles chapter of the Walk Protest March. So definitely, shall we say, an out-of-the-box pick for an RNC speaker. But you can see what Trump and team are trying to do here, which is trying to appeal to broader audiences. The idea from Amber Rose that if she's welcome there, then who isn't welcome as a Republican, which... I see what they're doing. I will say that as a cultural and religious conservative, I have some questions about whether a person mostly famous for having with rap stars, and a person who is the founder of the so-called walk is like the best pick for the RNC. But, again, if the Republican National Convention is about providing a broader face to a broader group of people, so that more people are likely to join the party and then vote for President Trump, then I see what the strategy is at the very least.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
So honestly, she did a great job with the speech. I mean, there's some significant questions for cultural conservatives about, a party that, again, is featuring people who are mostly famous for their sex lives. With that said, again, the overt appeal that she's making there is a smart appeal by the RNC. Okay, another attempt to appeal to a broader crowd came when the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, was welcomed to the stage. He proceeded to give what I thought was truly a terrible speech about the evils of freedom to work and right to work laws and the majesty of union contracts and the evils of corporations and all the rest of it. Again, the goal here is to get more of those blue-collar voters in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania to give a look to President Trump. So again, if you see the Republican National Committee not as any sort of platform, not as any sort of tailored leadership message for conservatives, but more as look at all the people we can bring into our fold and people who are willing to vote for President Trump, it makes sense. If you actually listen to what he's saying, obviously, hard disagree.
Of hearing from new, loud, and often critical voices. And I think we all can agree, whether people like him or they don't like him, in light of what happened to him on Saturday, he has proven to be one tough SOB.
That part's inarguable. Now, then again, he went on to rail against corporations and corporate greed and capitalism and all this kind of stuff that you would never normally hear at the Republican Party. But again, the goal of the RNC, presumably last night in particular, was to broaden out the base, to give a message to more Americans, a permission structure for them to take a second look at Donald Trump. If that was the goal, it definitely succeeded. So those were some of the highlights of the first night of the RNC.
Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.